Today is February 25th, 2021. My name is Charles Suter. Today I'm presenting Problem Solving 101. My main message is that problems are best solved with a simple process. And what I'm about to present is a very simple process. 5 steps, which I will now explain. Step number 1, define the problem. Step number 2, define the causes of the problem. Step number 3, create all possible effective solutions that will reduce or eliminate the root causes. Step number 4, choose the best value solution to implement. And number 5, begin implementing right away. If you have a problem, finding the solution is easier if you have a proven process for getting a resolution, especially one that's simple. This simplified process for solving problems is well established and works well for the typical problems that most people come across from time to time. Many people become stymied when facing a hard problem, and often, when an obvious, easy to implement solution is not evident, they begin to procrastinate, sometimes in denial, hoping that the problem will sort itself out on its own. However, problems seldom get better and usually get worse. The time to solve a problem is when you first discover it while it's still small. Within 4 straightforward steps, you can be on your way to a solution, although the hard work of implementing your solution still remains. Let me discuss step number 1. You can't solve a problem until you understand it. Spend time investigating and understanding the problem before taking action. Don't go off in the wrong direction. View your problem from multiple points of view. Then pick one and write it down. Some problems are not immediately obvious, and oftentimes the sufferer is only vaguely aware that something is not quite right. Other times the problem suddenly materializes, seemingly out of nowhere, and its full impact is felt immediately. So whenever you have a problem, don't deny it or pretend that everything is okay. Investigate all the strange and unusual symptoms to find out if there is or is not a problem. Don't assume anything. Investigate and verify. And once you confirm that you have a problem, take time to write down a good definition of it. You might view and describe the problem from multiple points of view. Writing down your problems helps to clarify them, and once documented, they serve to refresh your clarity. Step number 2. Problems have causes and are solved by eliminating those causes. Search for the causes of the problem, and there may be many. Investigate what is causing the cause to find the root cause. Every problem is caused by something, some causal agent. The real key to finding effective solutions to problems is to investigate what is causing the visible symptoms by asking a series of questions, such as, what's causing these symptoms? And then once you have an answer to that, ask again, what is causing these causes? When you can't answer the question of causation any further, then you've reached the root cause. The value of knowing the root cause is that by fixing the root cause, you get the best solution possible to the problem. Solving symptoms will not solve a problem if the root cause isn't fixed. Step number 3. Reversing or eliminating the root cause is the best way to solve any problem. There may be different ways for eliminating the root causes. Explore the cost and effectiveness of each solution to find the best value solution. The best solution to any problem is to fix or remedy the root causes, and there may be more than one root cause. There are likely to be multiple alternatives for fixing each of the root causes. So the next step is to weigh and consider the alternatives for fixing the root causes, perhaps using a pro and con analysis as a comparison to help narrow the alternatives down to a few good ones. Step number 3 is to pick the simplest means that is fastest, easiest, and cheapest to implement. Evaluate the means that is, the alternatives for fixing, reversing, or eliminating the root causes, by comparing them pairwise, one against the other. Reject overly complex, uncertain means, especially those with potential unintended consequences. Once you've narrowed the alternatives for fixing the root causes, you likely have several good alternatives that will work. At this point, you need to pick one, and unless the best alternative is obvious, you may have to allow your intuition to take over. When in doubt, pick the remedy that you most prefer implementing, or at least have the least reluctance to implementing. It helps as one of the solutions is easier, less complex, and more certain than the others. The preferred solution is often simply the easiest solution to implement, so long as it is equally effective in fixing the root causes. Last step, number 5. Start as soon as possible to remedy the root causes of the problem. Develop an action plan. Sequence the action steps and assemble the necessary resources. Then begin without delay and begin working on your action plan. Once you select a solution, begin at once to formulate an action plan for remedying all the root causes. Gather all necessary resources, including any potential missing know-how required to apply those resources. If you don't have the know-how, then hire someone who does. Then start the first activity to get your momentum started. Momentum will build your confidence. Don't delay and allow the problem to fester. The sooner you get into action, the less time there is to suffer the consequences of the problem and stop a small problem from growing bigger. My final message: once you pick a solution, begin immediately to implement it. Just because you found a good solution to your problem doesn't mean that you can stop. Implementation is the final step to resolving a problem. If you aren't ready to begin immediately to fix the problem, then perhaps you have not picked the right solution. The true test of whether you have found the right solution to your problem is your willingness to begin implementing it immediately. If not, then recycle the problem-solving process until you find a solution worthy of immediate implementation. That's all for now. Remember to stay positive. You'll be happier, healthier, and live longer.